Hazy, hot, and a little bit less humid on Wednesday. Good Tuesday night, East Tennessee. David Aldridge, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, you can see from the Ultimate Doppler Radar, nothing to see here. The Ultimate Doppler Radar presented by Insta-Dry. They're doing their job. It's dry all across the board. Last time we had measurable rain was last Tuesday, the 15th of August, when we had over a half-inch of rain. But those are long gone days. We have Insta-Dry weather. But if you need help with your basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, maybe you need some foundation repair, they're locally owned and operated. Check them out at instadry.com. By the way, the heat continues to build in the fuchsia, purple colors from St. Louis to Memphis. In fact, Memphis has, I believe, an excessive heat warning that lasts till 6 in the morning Central on Thursday. That's the 24th. So that's a long time. And meanwhile, the big story in South Texas was the arrival of Harold. Harold was Tropical Depression number 9, got its name Harold at 1 o'clock Central Time this morning, and it really pounded through parts of the Corpus Christi area where they're still getting some remnant showers, but the bulk of it is trying to move into northern Mexico at this hour. Take a look at some of these totals. Sadly, there was not much in the Houston area. They could have used as much rain, or any rain would be nice for those who have family in Houston, but 6.5 inches, 5.2, 3.5, 4.2, you just pick your favorite color. They had quite a bit of rain in South Texas, and it's been a long time coming. And meanwhile, the power outages continue to be a factor here as of 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Looks like 12,000 people without power, maybe 6,500 now around the San Antonio area, but even the Corpus Christi area, maybe 8,500 as of 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So power outages, lots of rain, all compliments of Harold. Going back to East Tennessee, we're still talking about mostly clear skies. There were a few clouds this evening, but now it's going to be mostly clear for the rest of the night. We'll look at visibility and fog potential here in just a moment. But let's get to the almanac. Our high temperature today hit 92. I was expecting 94, but we hit 92. The sun came up precisely at 7 o'clock this morning, but goes down at 8:17 now. And 88, the normal high for this time of year. 92 was the high in Oak Ridge. 90 in Morristown. They hit 90 in Middlesboro, La Follette, Oneida, and 91 in Athens today. 91 Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. So if it was not hot, it felt like it was 100 because the dew points were in the low 70s today, if not mid 70s at times. So it did feel a lot more oppressive. You look at Memphis, however, they did hit 97. That was in the shade. Now, if you thought we could add some more fun elements, and I say that sarcastically, we're talking about wildfire smoke. It could be coming down from West Virginia and parts of Kentucky by tomorrow morning. You see some yellow areas around Jackson. That's a thicker area of smoke, so it's going to add a little bit more haze to the atmosphere. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Headlines, more heat, no rain tomorrow. Be sure to pace yourself. Check on the elderly and always your pets. Make sure they have plenty of water. But I will point this out. We are expecting rain chances to increase this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. Go to youtube.com/at. Love that, /at. I'll put that in yellow. Captain Accurate. Very easy to find as I continue to expand my reach on social media. By the way, the National Hurricane Center, this is the latest 8 o'clock update. It looked like a tropical battlefield. We had Gert, which wasn't worth much to talk about. Why did they name Gert? You ask me, I could tell you 10 reasons why they shouldn't have named Gert, but they did, or why they didn't name the Memorial Day storm a name at all. But I can tell you Gert's no longer on the map. We've got a 40-50% chance for some new development. And then there's old Franklin. You know, the Peanuts character. Oh, and there's the leftover and remnants of Harold in South Texas. So it's been a very active time. But now it's Hazy's turn to get more of the active. There's Port-au-Prince on the left side. This is Tropical Storm Franklin. He is likely to become a hurricane after he crosses over Haiti and goes back into the open waters of the Atlantic. Could happen as early as maybe this weekend. As you can see, by Sunday, Franklin's spinning out there at 1 o'clock in the morning at 85 mile-per-hour winds, and that's the estimation this far out. Meanwhile, we have Harold. That means the next couple of named storms would be Dahlia, Jose, and Katia. You say Katia. That's, we don't use Katrina anymore because that was a name that was retired back in 2005. So they rotate these names every 6 years. If they don't cause a tremendous amount of death or destruction, then they do get recycled. But if they do reach that level of awareness, people say, you know what, that was a bad storm, they'll take it off the list and retire it. But that's not something we're worried about today. Hurricane season is ramping up. It is the time of year. It's not to be a surprise. It's not man, this has never happened before. It happens all the time. August 20th to September 10th, it's historically when all the action comes to pass. It's It's when a lot takes place. By the way, we talked about the smoke. Let's talk about the Sahara dust. This also can inhibit storms or have some implications. There may be a little dust in Knoxville, perhaps by this weekend, as you can see there, but nothing too extreme. So we have a little bit of smoke, a little bit of dust this weekend, and some storms. I think a lot of us will be welcoming those storms when they get here in due time. By the way, the chance for some isolated severe storms in dark green still persists this evening in the areas near Corpus Christi. As from Harold, then we also have some areas near Salt Lake City and south of Billings, also up in the Great Lakes. UP and Michigan itself may find some isolated severe storms, but obviously no rain here. Wednesday looks like this. It's still back across the Great Lakes. You can see areas around Detroit, possibly even Buffalo, and back toward northern parts of Minnesota. But coming back home, nothing to see here. I find it interesting, though. On Thursday, the Storm Prediction Center, through their lens, puts a little bit of rain or thunder in light green around La Follette and the Tri-Cities. I think Tri-Cities, perhaps, but I'm not sold on the La Follette. Maybe even southwestern Virginia. But this is this hot spot for Thursday, Chicago, Pittsburgh, and Columbus for isolated severe storms. And you can see how they took their colored pencils. They kind of put the light green there right from La Follette to Morristown to Kingsport. I think Boone is possible. Kingsport from some of the data I'm seeing, but don't expect much until possibly even this weekend. Now, the Futurecast doesn't show much here at all. 11 o'clock, not much to see. High pressure moving around Pennsylvania. Maybe a few showers and storms up across the Keystone State. But that's where the front is, so we stay dry. We're kind of like in the oven. And yes, high pressure is going to be our fair weather friend going into Thursday. And you can see there's not a lot of rain there, even showing up in the Tri-Cities based on this model heading into Friday itself. So really a quiet pattern, but this is what some people long to see. Maybe we can get the converse this winter when it gets cold and snowy. We'll have to wait and see. Average low, 67 degrees. We're going to be down to about 70. Some of you are still counting the fogs in August. I'll have more updates on that, but let me show you the potential. Few clouds, they're pretty much out of here. Mostly clear for the balance of the night. Lows of 66 in Oneida, 66 in Morristown, 69 Maryville. And the future visibility doesn't look all that bad. Well, it's taking about 6:45, 7. Little patch here in Newport. Maybe some patches of fog in Crossville, Fairfield Glade, possibly over toward Wartburg. There's 7:45, and then it's gone. So we're not outside of maybe some dust that'll come this weekend, or maybe the smoke. You might have some reduced visibility, and it may be something you sense or perceive. Hazy, hot, a little less humid tomorrow. Dew points I expect 65 to 68. And to put that in context, today was more like 70 to 75 plus. So the dew points are going to come down, and you could argue tomorrow is about 5 to 7 degrees less humid than it was today, but it's academic because it's still in the 90s. Many of us will be in the lower to mid 90s tomorrow afternoon. Winds out of the northeast, 5 to 10, that could account for and should account for the drop in humidity. 90 for Jonesville, Middlesboro. 90 for Crossville tomorrow, 92 for Wartburg, and 93 for Tellico Plains and Madisonville, my expectation. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast. For Knoxville, East Tennessee, it got us down to 95 now for Thursday. I still think Friday is the hottest day. I still have maintained 97 for a reason. The record high, by the way, from 1943 is 99 degrees. That's back when FDR was in the White House. Long time ago. Do I expect to take it out? No. Do I think we could be 2, 3 degrees close by? Yeah, we could. We could. But all the other records are like tomorrow, like 102. I don't think we're hitting 102, Aldrich. No, I don't either. That's why I didn't want to put out the record highs for Wednesday, Thursday. The other one I think is triple digits, too, for the records. But at least the closest record high we could come into within spitting distance may be Friday to watch. But boy, is it going to feel more like probably 100 to 105 for the heat index. Because you're looking at lows around 74. Oh, come on. 73, it's going to be brutal. So we still have a lot left to this heat wave. This is day number 2. So Wednesday, 3, Thursday, 4, Friday, 5. So I mean, it's going to be like a pretty decent heat wave. The hottest days of summer are still ahead of us. But then we bring in some showers and storms Saturday and Sunday. Most of that's late in the afternoon. And you can imagine when they fire up, some of them could be strong. Some could be severe, but we'll be back in the upper 80s by Monday and Tuesday. By the way, you can keep track of it all using the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. Get traffic reports. The best in Knoxville is Pete Michaels. Keep you and your family safe. You get all the alerts. And if there's a heat advisory, you'll get that notification too. You won't have to look for it. It'll come right to your phone. And you get all the National Weather Service alerts plus 3 extras. That's the secret sauce. and lightning alerts on top of that. So there's a lot to take in with the Captain Accurate weather. And I even have cool tutorials, short tutorials, if you're not too savvy with apps or want to know what all this does. Because there's a lot there. It's not necessarily at the surface. You kind of have to look under the hood to see all what it can do. My name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.